Look at the camera. What's going on? Sunday fun day cook with Rye, right?
Yeah.
And Misty and her daughter. All right, we'll just hang out for a few minutes. I know Misty's running a little bit late. We got the Arteflame all fired up, right? It's hot.
Yeah.
You know how you can tell it's hot? Watch this. Oh yeah, it's sizzling. You don't want to touch that. CJ, what's up? Shout out to Jay and Michelle, my favorite local brewery, Sylvaticus, because it's almost one. And what do you got? Your shout out to Apple Juice, because what are the rules of grilling?
You have to have a drink.
You have to have a drink in your hand or close at all times,
Yeah.
and you got to test. You got to test the tongs. You always have to test tongs to make sure they're working. You got to give it 3 little clicks. Try that. Are they working?
Yeah.
All right. And then sometimes when you get cocky, you can spin it. Give it a little spin. But that's the rules of grilling, right? CJ knows. Captain Ron, what's up? Daddy Dutch. Kent, what's up, brother? So Arteflame is fired up. I got my sous chef, who now, Mike C, what's up, brother? 3-click minimum, Ron. You're absolutely right. So Riley's got her own cooking channel. Do you remember what your name is?
I think it's Mac. .cook.
Yes, nice. Mac.cooks. RIRI Mac.cooks. So she's my Lep. What's going on, brother? She is my sous chef. So just wanted to open up a little bit early. I know Misty is running a few minutes behind, so she will be joining, I believe, with her daughter, Seattle Butcher's daughter. So Seattle Butcher's wife and Seattle Butcher's daughter. And we're going to kind of team up and do a bi-coastal Arteflame cook on this beautiful sunny Sunday. It's a little bit cooler than it was yesterday.
It worked. I did the 3.
It worked? 3? All right. Captain Ron says you got a minimum of 3. And he knows all about, he has a master's degree in tong maintenance or thong maintenance, one of those two. I forget what it is. So anyway, we're doing a little fall cook. Believe it or not, I will not be putting any meat on the Arteflame today. I got all veggies. And Mommy isn't even here. Mommy's a vegetarian. And anyway, so I got a lot of autumn vegetables. Acorn squash, we got some yams and sweet potatoes, same thing. A couple different kind of acorn squash. We got some cauliflower. We got some little cute little baby bell peppers. And then we're going to be doing a soup as well. What kind of soup are we doing?
A squash soup, I think.
Yep. Going to do a little squash soup. So, yeah. Yoka, what's going on? Yeah, Mike C, you got that, right? Glad somebody got that. So what's going on out there? What are y'all doing today? This beautiful Sunday, little extended weekend. Is Thongman's like a wallet hole? Okay, I'm not even touching that one. What's everybody cooking today? That's what I want to know. Sorry, gotta just check something here. Yeah, butternut squash soup is what we're doing too. I don't know if we'll be able to finish it here because I can't bring my immersion blender. Does anybody know? Somebody's got to make a cordless immersion blender, I'm assuming, right? I guess I could have brought out our little portable generator thing, but that's all right. We'll finish the soup inside. Lep, you going a little bit of tacos? You've been all over those, huh? What time? I think you guys are playing at 1, right? Ron, I thought you already seasoned it. Oh, you're doing a little re-seasoning? All right. Yeah, 1,000 watts. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking too. I don't know. Done cooking. Did fish with oh, I saw those. So I tried to repost Yoka those chestnuts because it looked really cool. But Instagram's doing some weird stuff. Sometimes when I try to repost a story, it just gives me a little blank. Is that what is doing that for anybody else? Started doing it last night too. So I don't know. But those looked fantastic. So Yoka, tell me, what'd you do? Did you do whole fish? And then what'd you do with the chestnuts? It makes me think of Christmas. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. My neighbors like my singing. Second time doing beer, and Browns play 4. All right. Yep. Niners play right around then too, right? Right, Ron? They play the fish. All I know is if we lose to the fish, we suck. So, Sean, what did they change? Because I was able to repost a bunch of stuff that I was tagged in, stories that I was tagged in, but some stories that I was tagged in, I don't see any difference, and I wasn't. It just gives me blank. So, Sean, what they do different? What did they change? I can't keep up with their stuff, man. It's so random sometimes. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Misty, I think I'm going to start getting. There you go. You got your drink. Mm-hmm. All right. We pack the fish in leaves of the chestnut and put it on. Nice, beautiful. I know. We're doing so. Jennifer, Mikhail, we're doing it on mine and Misty's, not on Arteflame right now. Oh, there is. And speaking of, let's bring on. It says waiting. Let's see. Kittle's a good fantasy. I love Kittle. He is money. So Jennifer, we gotta mix it up. We go some live off of Arteflame. We got some live on our own. Be able to repost and everything. All right, Misty, I hit that thing. I hit the okay. So you should have something up. Here we go. There she is.
Hi.
What's going on? We got our bi-coastal cook here, right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to turn up my volume. I cannot hear you. Stop it.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Good. Let me make sure mine's all the way up too.
I know, like this is a really bad angle. I'm not used to using the iPad, so let me see if I can get down on that thing. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, you know what? And now that we've got the two of us, let me see if I can kind of move mine down a little bit as well. Where you want this? Yeah, there we go.
On the table, fine. Thank you.
All right. While you do that, I'm going to readjust mine really quick.
I don't know if there's 10 people. Okay.
We've already got a cast of degenerates out there that are on. So.
There's 9 people. It looks like.
All right. Well, I just figured out this morning that we also chose to go live when Chris is doing his.
Oh yeah, the big green egg.
Yeah, his Eggtoberfest.
It's Eggtoberfest.
But his is like 15 minutes, so hopefully he'll be able to join. Captain Ron is kind of on both right now, so he'll have to keep us updated on how everything's going. So, you know what?
Well, here's Lily. Look, I got her to actually get in the camera with me.
All right.
Hello.
Hold on. I'm going to move us back a little bit. See if I can do this without dropping anything. Woo-hoo, which I almost did. All right.
All right.
Hi. All right. Now we can see it a little bit better.
Oh, and you have the little table that goes around the outside, which is really nice.
So I just I had this one on before, and I had to kind of clean everything this morning. I did a full clean, and I put on the second one. So yeah, so we got a little extra. I like the warming tables. because if you do have a lot of fire close to it, it actually warms up so you can keep your food warm, but it's nice to have somewhere to lay your tongs and stuff. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, just for the extra stuff, like I usually keep a little cart next to me.
yep.
So like, just full of my stuff. But I really do like to have a little place for that. I like the idea of having an extra ledge. Did you say hi, Lil? Okay.
Hi, Bill. This is Riley. This
Hello. Hi, Riley.
is my little 10-year-old sous chef with me. So
Awesome. Well, what are you guys cooking up today?
So we're going to be doing some. So my friends are going to be. I don't know if they're disappointed or shocked that I've got no meat going on today. So we're going to be doing a butternut squash soup, and we're going to be doing really a bunch of kind of autumn vegetables. We've got some sweet potatoes. We've got some a couple different kinds of acorn squash. We've got a few different kind of squash. Some red onions, some cauliflower, some cute little baby bell peppers, and yeah, we're just gonna kind of keep it simple. I kind of went a little over the top with the cook last night, so was looking to kind of keep it a little bit more simple today.
I saw your cook last night. You had like octopus, the whole shebang.
We had
a party.
we did have the whole shebang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you guys got going on over there?
So let me show you. Let me see if I have a hot pad. Is there a hot pad over there? I can lift the top. I totally forgot to grab that. Oh, never mind. I got one. Sorry. All right. So I'll get the camera closer. Oh, I thought I could do this with one hand, but I need to. It's heavy. So I have a tomato soup that I cooked.
Mm.
And it's still, still breaking down. You can see. It's so smoky.
Oh yeah.
See, it's still a little chunky. I wish I could move the camera with one hand. Lily, would you kind of take the camera down? Yeah, there we go. That's a better view. Yeah, so I don't know. It doesn't look that exciting, but it smells so good.
Oh, I bet.
And it is piping hot, breaking down all of the tomatoes and onions and everything. And I think I told you earlier, my idea was instead of bringing it into the blender, I might just bring my immersion blender out here and plug it into the Jackery because I kind of like the idea of staying outside today.
Yeah. We were actually, before you guys came on, we were having that conversation with a couple guys on the chat, and I was asking if anybody knew if somebody made a cordless immersion blender.
That'd be nice.
Right?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
if you have to use it for this time of year, especially.
Absolutely. So
what are you going to cook right now and put some squash on?
I think I'm going to get the base of the soup going.
You want to cook the sausage left? You could cook it in here probably.
So I'm going to get the base of the soup going, a little little garlic and onions.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of I needed some fat to get that to render down, so I just happen to have a little tin of duck fat from Modern Butcher. So, if I don't have bacon fat, duck fat is probably the next best.
Yeah, duck fat is really popular. And so many other things. I like to use bacon fat, but I don't always have it. I'm lying. I almost always do. I wanted to show you while you're cooking that I did these acorn squash. And I actually have never done acorn squash before, ever.
Cool.
So I followed some directions for doing a little pre-bake so that they were at least, they weren't tender yet, but they were just not, it wasn't going to take like a year to cook them over fire. But I think they smell incredible. And these have some maple syrup and some butter and a little bit of cinnamon in them. And inside, I know they smell like a dessert in their squash. It's so ridiculous. I know they're going to be good. And the syrup that I use is like the monk fruit sweetener, like the fake syrup, because my husband doesn't really do real syrup. So we're doing that. And then inside, I have a mix of pecans. And the pecans have like butter and same thing, like some cinnamon. And I'm going to put them in there and put them back in the grill. So I just kind of mixed up the pecans and the butter together. So I'm just going to stuff it inside here and put it back on. And I really like the idea of using the tinfoil on here because it's really easy to move in and out without burning the actual outside.
That sounds fantastic. Missy, you so fancy.
That's so fancy. Yeah, I was trying. I saw some really good pictures. I'm like, I definitely can do that. And then the other one that I'm doing, I don't know if you can see it on the grill, but this one right over here is actually another acorn squash, but I wanted to do one sweet one and then one savory one. This savory one is getting all the char right now around the edges. The fire is getting to it as I spin it. But inside I'm going to do some gochujang sausage and cheese.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's the only meat that I had. I mean, I have some steaks I might do later, but for this cook, I thought I'm just going to put some sausage in there because everyone in my family loves that.
That is awesome. So we had a question from Ben Annenberg. Says, who else here is a part of the Multiple Arteflame Club? And I like the capitalization of the MAC because that's what we are calling it. The Multiple Arteflame Club is the MAC Club. And we are definitely a member of that, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Howdy from Texas. Red
What's up,
Jeff, what's up, buddy? How are you? So as we're doing that, I'm going to start getting our veggies on.
I don't see any of the comments, so that's so weird. I usually get to see it from both sides.
Yeah. So we'll get start throwing these guys on. So Misty, how's the weather today in the northeast there? I mean, in the northwest.
Well, look at it. There's no rain. It's
No
amazing.
rain?
There's no rain right now. Usually it's raining, and actually yesterday was terrible parts of the day. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to cook in the rain. This won't be good at all.
Well, anytime it's not raining in the northwest, it's a good day.
That's right.
Well, we got blessed with some almost 80-degree weather here yesterday, although it was very windy.
80 degrees during football season?
What's that?
During football season, you got 80 degrees?
I know, right?
That's crazy.
Today it's a little bit chillier, but it's sunny and looking pretty good. So we're supposed to get rain again tomorrow, which we need. But we'll take this weather right now. So, all right.
With what? Let's just see if there's a little. If not, you can get one. Go see Nona. See if Nona has her spatula. I don't know. I might. No, I just have tongs I brought out. I probably should have put my food saver on here, but that's okay. We'll test my skills. Oh yeah, just stir it. I'm scared for my hand. Well, the sausage is cooking really quickly. It's about 400 degrees on this side. I checked it. It's a little hot. Oh yeah.
All right, so if you guys can hear me, we got the big butternut squash in the middle, right over the fire. That's going to be for the soup.
See what he's doing? Wow, look at all that goodness on there. The butternut squash on there, that looks amazing. How long does it take before it softens up? A big one like that?
Well, good question. I think those are gonna. I want to get them really soft so I can scoop out the meat and
yeah,
get it in the base for the soup. And I'm thinking probably 10 minutes. Although I've got it pretty screaming hot. So
yeah, wow, that'd be amazing. Good. I thought it would take longer. I was thinking that the you know, the outside would just take too long.
Well, we'll get the outside a little charred. We'll turn it, but I'm mostly concerned about just really getting the meat kind of charred and soft. So
Yeah.
we'll, as long as I can be able to scoop that out, we're good. My twin, my brother from another mother, Craig McPherson. Yes, I will send you that link, or you can also go to my bio, and the link is in there. We'll take you right there. So, Chef Dad.
What's the link to, Craig?
So he was asking about a link to the grill.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Oh yeah, we're getting quick char on this squash. So for those of you that have an Arteflame or were wondering, I did a full clean out of this today. I had a lot of ash in from last night. Some of it was kind of moist just from the weather. So we pulled the top, got all the ash out, and so this thing is running real hot today. Fire started easy, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, it's probably a pretty good thing with some of the thickness, especially of the butternut squash. But it definitely helped get that oxygen going through there a little bit more, and oh yeah, we're getting some nice colors. Now, Misty, you guys have had your Arteflame now for what, a few months? Couple months?
Probably 2 months. Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite thing that you have cooked on it to this point, or?
Probably so far, my favorite has been just kebabs. As you know, simple as it is, I love seeing them all lined up. I love having the variety of meats and vegetables. I love how fast they cook. Like, I just really love that. Thanks,
Oh, yeah.
Lily. Okay, well, my sausage is done. I'm going to put some in there. I'll get this guy off of here. They're all good.
These are charring up nicely.
Can you get me one of the hot pads, Lily?
Yeah, let's turn all those around.
You know what, Craig?
Yeah.
I spoke too soon because guess what? It's starting to rain now.
It is starting to rain?
Yeah, a little bit, just a mist. A hot plate, so I can put the same pan on it. Right there.
All right, you can turn all those. Turn them on.
Where do you want me to put it? Right here. One little sausage is trying to jump out. So, yeah. So I'm going to get the sausage. And then I'm going to put cheese on it. Maybe some herbs. Oh my gosh, this smells so good.
All right, so you can see how caramelized that the sugars in that have gotten very quickly. So I'm going to flip that a little bit. We'll get some heat coming from the bottom. So the veggies, let me see, where is it? Here it is. So I got to give a shout out to my boy, Uncle Steve. The veggies, except for the big butternut squash, the butternut squash got a mind of their own. They're flipping and flopping. We used a little bit of the Gator Shake, Uncle Steve's Gator Shake on most of the veggies. Really, really good stuff. Go check out his line.
Really?
Oh yeah, tasty. How we doing, Ryan? Good.
Okay, so my little savory squash is gonna melt the cheese, and then the sweet one looks like we are done. It's all melted. It looks sweet and fabulous. I also have squash And I also have sweet potatoes, the Japanese sweet potatoes. Have you had Japanese sweet potatoes?
I don't think so.
Okay, this is something that you must have. This is something that I discovered. My family and I, we do like a shared cook responsibility. So we've been rotating nights, and
Okay.
my daughter, she said that she wanted the Japanese sweet potatoes, and they kind of look like this. This is one. So it looks like a regular sweet potato. It's a little bit purple,
Yeah.
and the purple color basically inside they're really really sweet. Not like a sweet potato at all. They're kind of like a white color, but they're really sweet tasting. It is, even if you don't like sweet potatoes, you might actually really like these.
I love sweet potatoes. So how have you used them? I mean, same
Well,
stuff that you do
this,
with the regular
this
sweet potato?
yeah, you can mash them. You can serve the way that we ate them. We just she rubbed them with olive oil and like baked them. This is my other daughter, and salted them, and they were just so good like that. We had sour cream, and it was a done deal. But today I am going to cook some on here, so we'll see how they taste grilled. I'm sure they'll be just as good. I wanted to do butter with them and some seasonings.
I'll have to look for those. That sounds
Yeah, they're really good.
fantastic. So I'm gonna.
Here's my all done sweet acorn squash. These are the ones that I showed you with the, the pecans in there now, and with the maple, and it's all melted and delicious. So I want to spoon and dive in, but I'm not ready yet.
That looks lovely. Hey, Misty, so Kurt McAdams is asking, same texture as sweet potatoes?
Yeah, actually, I might venture to say they're slightly softer because they cooked really fast.
Okay. Sorry, guys, if I've missed any questions. I'm kind of coming back. Flatchy, what's going on? All right, I think we're kind of caught up. Guys, if you asked a question and we didn't get to it, throw it in there again. Oh, those look nice.
I wanted to show you these. These I thought were really good. I can't remember the name of the squash. I'm so embarrassed because I don't know. But I basically cut in, usually I'd cut it in half and do what we did with the acorn squash and just scoop out the center. Oh, here we go. This is what it looks like.
It almost looks like, is it a delicata? No.
Yes, actually, I think it is. The lady at the farmer's market said, I think it's a delicata. Yeah. I'm so glad you know. I don't know my squash very well. I don't eat it that much. But instead of, hollowing it out, I just cut it into circles, and it looked like little flowers. And so I just cooked them on both sides until they were tender. And then I used some butter and reload rub on them, and they taste really good. Wow. I'm sure if I cooked them even longer, they'd be like chips.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, so cute.
You got smoke in your eyes? Yeah. Uh-oh. That happens. All right. Yep. If you see any that look like they need to be
Can you hand me the grapeseed oil?
Flip them.
Yes, they're delicata. Thank you.
We're kind of going for that. So here's my little acorn squash. So we're going for a nice little char, soften those guys up. So I made a dip for the veg.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can remember what I put in it. So a little sage leaves cooked in butter, and took out the sage leaves. I took a couple of cans of cannelloni beans and food processed those up, streamed in some of the butter, threw the sage leaves in there, and it is a tasty a couple other little things, salt and pepper, obviously. Tasty little dip. So that's what we're going to be doing for lunch with all these vegetables.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's going to be a really good lunch. And look, she's getting into it. Look at your helper.
Yes.
Good for you. My helper is around here somewhere.
I mean, listen, that's the fun part about Arteflames, right? It's either, sure, I come out here and cook by myself sometimes and cook for the family, but getting the little ones involved. Last night we had neighbors over, and it was fantastic because I could sit here and talk to Instagram while they were cooking. But it's, you know, that's where these things, and I get it, pandemic, it's kind of hard to have those big groups, but
Yeah.
having multiple people all standing around here and cooking their own steaks or flipping their vegetables, or last night everybody brought over, you know, kind of a, you know, an entree. It's just so much fun.
That's so good.
Big Rig Barbecue, Clay, what's going on, buddy? All right, so we're looking good on some of these. We may start pulling some of these.
So the family all comes over.
Yeah. All right, let's pull.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll let them rest. Yeah, we want
Look,
a nice.
I got my little helper on. She's doing it.
The smoke getting you?
Yeah, so Craig, it's so weird on this live. Normally, when I go live, I can see all the comments and all of the interaction. I can't see anything at all.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, all I see is the last comment that says, "Oh, okay," from Arteflame. So I don't know what the deal is. If there's any questions, you can. So I don't know if I ever told you this, Craig, but oh yeah, you do know. So I live right next door to my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and then I also live, the next house down is my in-laws, so my mother-in-law and father-in-law, and so we are all connected, and this courtyard is like our gathering spot. So I'm cooking earlier today for the show, but typically I'll sleep in, you know, and kind of relax a little bit on a Sunday, and then you know, there's football probably, but we like to get together. We like to cook together. And I have Lily because I was able to, you know, barely get her up to help me out this morning. But normally everyone chips in, just like you said. Having everybody together around is so much fun.
What's in the pot?
And what's in the pot? Oh, I already showed him what's in the pot. Oh, what's in the pot? Somebody's asking. So good. I asked my husband to tell me if there's any questions. And what is in the pot is a tomato basil soup. And it is hot as heck. So thanks for reminding me. I'll actually check on it. It's really coming together nice. I don't know if you can see on this. There you go. Yeah. Give a little demo.
Mama Bear Foodie.
There you go. Oh, hey, Mama Bear. I can't see the comments, so luckily my husband said you said hi. Yeah, so I have a tomato basil soup. And with the soup, you know, I do have to get that immersion blender, or I can put it in my Vitamix and bring it down. Yeah, go ahead and put this on. Thank you. With the tomato soup, you know, the perfect meal with the tomato soup, of course, is like the grilled cheese sandwich. And we don't really eat a lot of bread around here anymore. So we decided that we would do those chaffles, cheesy waffles.
Oh, yeah.
Will the soup pick up the smoke?
Oh, that's a good question, if the soup will pick up the smoke. I assume that it will, and I'll show you why. I know it's going to look like an advertisement, but somebody asked, because I asked my husband to give me some comments reading back, but these are barrel-proof chips, so they're actually, you know, seasoned in bourbon. So on top of our charcoal wood, I put these chips in, and I think it adds an extra touch of smoke to anything I have on there, whether it's meat or, you know, anything else. I think that the smoke is definitely getting in. So it's a little extra.
And sometimes I like to take those bourbon-soaked chips and just kind of put one in between my teeth and gum, stuck on it. Yeah. Good.
They make really good toothpicks if you just don't want to leave the grill and you need to get something out.
Kurt, so that's a great question. How warm do the side tables get? So it really depends on if I'm pushing, you know, a good amount of the burnt down wood underneath that side, it'll definitely warm up.
Yeah. Somebody's asking that, so I'm just going to tell you I use this guy. This is that thermal, and I just checked, mine was $4.49, and I haven't touched my fire. I mean, I've been playing around here cooking. I have not touched it. It's still $4.49 on the side.
Nice.
It's 360 over here. So I think you just have to find your hot and your low spots for whatever you're doing.
Yep. Yep. But the side table, they'll get warm, so you can hold things like rolls or so forth. They don't get screaming hot, even if I push a lot into that zone. But they get decently hot. John Morris, what's going on, buddy? So my pot has right now it's just got some what does it have? Onion and sweet onion and garlic, kind of rendered down a little duck fat. Cooking the squash that I'm gonna
Thank you.
scoop out when that gets soft enough, and we're gonna make a butternut squash soup. As our conversation earlier, I don't have my immersion blender down here or an extension cord, so we'll have to finish that upstairs. But we'll get most of it done.
Okay. Okay. Let's get these over real quick. I want to try this and see if this will not burn. I'll have to flip those over, I think. I'm using the other element.
All right, let's put our veg in.
I know, but not for this. This one will need a spatula just to flip it. Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. You can flip it. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so this is really good. In fact, I actually think it's probably time to take it off. Yep, it's starting to thicken more than I want. Okay, let's go ahead and take this off.
So we got our butternut squash is starting to break down. Still going to take a little bit longer, but all of our veg is off, looking good. Whoa, what happened? And that just means it's time for a little beer break.
Well, that's not fair. I haven't had a chance to get a beer.
Well, it's a little, to be fair, it is a little bit earlier over there, right?
I usually wait till at least noon. I mean, you know.
Yeah. I won't judge. So let's see what else we got. Missy, Jennifer's asking, how long do you cook the squash in the aluminum foil?
Oh gosh. It's been on that, I don't know, since we started the live. I don't know how long it's been on. But I did a pre-bake, but so you can see it's crusty on the edges but not burned. The only reason I'm still leaving it close to the fire is to melt the cheese. It's totally, the sausage is cooked. I cooked it on the edge. I par baked these guys, I don't know, I want to say like 25 minutes so that they were not rock hard when I put them on. You know, I needed some time because I knew I'd fill them, and I think filling them and trying to, it was just a lot to manage this morning. But maybe next time I'll do what you did and just turn them upside down and put them on top just like you did, and maybe I'll be able to see how long they take to cook from the inside that way. I've never cooked, this is my first time ever cooking squash, so Misty, not a squash expert, maybe a meat girl, but you know, I do what I can.
Listen, I'm a huge carnivore, and I'm married a vegetarian, so people think that that's very funny. I like vegetables, and I've got my favorites that I cook, but I'm with you too. I don't think I've ever done acorn squash before. Some of these I've cooked before. Sweet potatoes I have, love sweet potatoes, but a lot of this is kind of brand new to me too. But the char and the caramelization that these things get on the Arteflame, fantastic.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, and I think that's a great alternative just to having basic potatoes. This is the perfect time to do it. Yeah. I went to the farmer's market last night, and I got so many things. Oh my gosh, I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can move the iPad with me. I hate doing this, but I'm going to show you some of the things that I got.
Take us on a little field trip, Misty.
Taking you on a field trip.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, can you see some of the stuff that I got at the market?
Yes.
Okay, so I got persimmon. Like, I'm just super excited about doing that. Look at these beautiful plums.
Ooh.
More squash. We have apples. We're Washington, so we always have apples. They're always in season, but I really love the Golden Delicious. That's my thing. And then the next thing I am going to do this afternoon is to cook these pears on the Arteflame. I think they're going to be really good. I saw some people doing recipes with butter and syrup and cinnamon, and I thought, oh my gosh, that sounds so good.
That is those are beautiful.
These are Murcott. I'm so excited about just trying some of the seasonal fruits. I have not done the eggplant yet either, and I saw a recipe for doing some kind of like breaded eggplant. So I thought that would be fun to put the breading on and try it out on the grill.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, pears. I'm not a big pear guy, but I've seen some beautiful cooks on pears. I've got, a couple of Blackstone griddles too that, people love doing, pears, and I get a little brown sugar, and they're fantastic.
That's awesome.
All right, so we got a couple more questions. Let me catch up on the questions. Griddle guard, when the grease from the food runs into the fire, does it cause a grease fire? You know what? Very little. That's so on the freestanding Arteflames, the top is slightly angled in, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of questions we get is when you cook on it, does the grease run off? If I've got it on my deck, does it make a big mess? So no, it is angled in, and when you're done cooking, or when you need between courses, you just scrape it in. I haven't had any issues with flare-ups, and in the middle right now, I'm just running with the grate kind of level to the cooktop. Last night I used my grill grate risers that give you an extra 4 or 5 inches, which are also nice because you can still add wood during your cook if you need to. If you are doing something that you don't want, like we did the shrimp and grits, and really just keep that warm up on the top. We didn't want that, full on the plancha or full over the fire. So again, the other nice thing about these things is the accessories, right? You can do a lot of different things. So let's see. John Moore, yep, that was the squash I've got on there. Just starting to, that's beautiful.
I'm trying to get a better view here, but my squash is starting to get nice and brown. I did a little of a squash, a little sweet potato. Got some onions. There's going to be really good sides too.
They want to know, does the middle part raise up, or does the outside part lower down?
Does the middle? Oh, I think he answered that, right?
Rises up.
Oh, the middle part rises down. Rises up. Yeah, those are little riser legs. I don't know if I can get closer.
Clay, as you can see, Misty's got the grill grate riser on, so her grate is what, 4 or 5 inches? I always say, kind of above the
5 inches.
above the cooking surface. Where right now I have mine, just set up. So those, it gives you again a couple different options. You can switch that during the cook if you need to. Obviously, you want to grab your blue flame gloves or welding gloves or something to do that. But yeah, it's again, depending on what you do, it's kind of flexible. Clay, we got to get you. I bet you we could get one of the 120s on. So guys, Big Rig Barbecue is a friend of mine here in town. Check out his Instagram page. He has got, he's a metal worker as well, but a fantastic pit master. And he has got the coolest rig, Big Rig Barbecue. It's his trailer, but it is super cool. He's done all the work himself, and my boy can cook some food. So check him out. All right, let's see if these guys are getting a little happy.
Do you have an oil sprayer at the house?
I have one, but it hardly has any oil left.
Couldn't I just refill it?
Food like that.
It's not that kind. It's just the industrial one. I don't have the misto. You know what, Craig? You know what I really want is a spray mist of oil where I could just mist the surface without dumping a bunch on. I know they have the squirt bottles, but I always just spill it all over the place. I wonder if like those little mistos, I know they always get clogged, which I hate, but remember those mistos from like the Williams-Sonoma and stuff?
I had one of those, absolutely. But you're right. Mine
They
would
just
always
get clogged.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Um,
irritating.
Jennifer McKeel, there's a takeaway for you. Let's find a company to partner with that maybe does a nice little misting olive oil.
Yeah. That would be really nice. I mean, that'd just be nice to have in life anyways, but it would really help with the grill because, like, you need a little bit of moisture, but you don't need to pour the whole thing on.
Yep, agreed. No, absolutely.
Oh, and you know what? I should have brought it over. I got this really cool olive oil. Almond oil from California. So I'm gonna have to try that. It came in the mail, and I opened it up yesterday, and I tasted it. I usually don't get too excited about oils, but it tastes like almonds. It was nutty, and it was really good. But it's meant for cooking, and it's a I don't know if you can see me, a little place in California that does it. I think it's up in Northern California, like Turlock,
Okay.
or that area. But I'll post it in my stories. But I was thinking that would be fun to do a more nutty flavored oil with some of the cooks on here.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Cooking with Swiss is asking, do you ever bake cookies on the Arteflame? So I personally, I don't really have as much of a sweet tooth. I don't do, I like savory stuff, and I get it. I know there's savory desserts. I don't do, I leave all the baking up to mommy, right?
Yeah.
But Misty, I don't know if you've done any desserts on this, but you can absolutely bake cookies on this thing. I mean,
I'm ready to do some cookies. It's just hard because we're trying not to have a lot of sugar in our lives, right now. So,
yep.
But I'm sure that we could do cookies. I also think, Lily has done pancakes, really good, awesome blueberry pancakes. I know that's not dessert, but it is quite a treat. And, everyone loved them. But yeah, I've been looking up different ideas. I have that idea with the pear that I think we could glaze a pear on here and cook a pear and have the seasonings inside there. That's often served with like ice cream on top, so it makes an excellent, luxurious dessert. I was thinking about, I have a blondie recipe that I love. That's so good. It's just so good. So I'm going to try out making something like that. I think I'd have to cover it to figure out how to cook both sides well. I don't know if I could flip them or make them smaller, but a blondie recipe is outstanding. I'd like to try it. But I've seen Jennifer's videos where she takes the foil and she cuts up the apples and mixes it all up, and makes more of like an apple cobbler kind of deal. So I definitely want to try some different options there.
So that's kind of funny. Both McKeel and Kurt McAdams both came in with using the pizza insert for cookies, which is, I think, not a
good idea.
Yeah, you get a flat baking pan and just slide it right in. I think that would be fantastic.
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, I'll have to get one of those.
Kurt says grilled fruit with bourbon and grilled pound cake work great too. Hey Kurt, can I do that without the fruit and without the pound cake? In other words,
I actually have pound cake. I love that idea.
Just the bourbon? Can I do it that way? I know Kurt's a big bourbon guy. He's been posting, 30 days of bourbon shots from his brand new deck, which is beautiful. So.
All right, these guys are getting really close to done.
So spray light coating over the top.
Oh, thank you. All right.
All of them.
Try to do this. All of them.
Just pour it straight in your mouth. Absolutely, Kurt. That was kind of my plan. Clay, have a great day. Thanks for joining. So everybody else. I definitely recognize some names. Anybody else kind of on the feed right now that's got an Arteflame, that's about to pull the trigger, that has any questions about these? Or what's everybody else cooking today?
No,
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we got out the old misto, so we'll see. Thank you. Do you want to come say hi? The butcher's hiding. Thank you. All right, these look like really good and ready to go.
That other one we need a little bit more. So Misty, obviously from your handle and your daughter's handle, your husband is a butcher,
Yep.
and it is. How long has he been doing that?
30 years.
30.
His whole life.
His whole life. 30 years. He's a little older. 30 barely.
Nice, nice. Well, that.
Yeah, basically, like he went to college with his brother, and I mean, at the same college. No, I guess they did go at the same time, but he's a little younger. But after college, they both came and worked for their family business.
Oh, great.
Yeah, yeah. So I think they got marketing, and I don't know what the other degree was, but they decided they wanted to work for the family business. And at that time, I believe they were doing primarily serving. Oh, look at my squash so far. Serving restaurants, servicing restaurants and selling to restaurants. I think they did private label product at that time. Just a little here and there. His dad. I mean, there's a longer story that I can't tell you. My stuff will burn. But to make it short, basically they went to work for the family business, and they brought like their new approach to how they would run the business. And they still help restaurants, but now they also do a lot more. They do like, the local natural organic stores in this area. It's PCC markets, Whole Foods, who else? Metropolitan Market, Central Markets. I don't know. I know you're not from here, but
But I'm a born and raised California guy, so I was close.
Oh, okay, so you recognize some of those.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they do like for example for PCC, they have all of their in-house sausage is made by these guys. So they have a full-on USDA inspected processing facility in Seattle.
Nice.
Yeah, and so their dad is still a little bit involved in it, but it's mostly Angelo and Mario that run it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, we got a couple other. Let's see. John, you were asking about the octopus last night. So the octopus did turn out very tender. So I did sous vide it for 4 hours prior to finishing it on the Arteflame because I wanted to get that char on it. But yeah, it was super tender. We did a little Greek vinaigrette. It was great. Brian, I said 5-egg omelet. So I know you guys were out camping. That sounds like a heck of a what is it? Brunch probably by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think that one's ready?
Ooh, wait. Yeah.
Very close. This one I picked a little bit more. So I don't think my squash soup is going to be quite ready by the time we wrap this up, but it's starting to get there. It's starting to get a little tender. Probably should have put that on a little bit early. But it's Sunday, you don't want to rush things.
No, you have all day.
You got all day, right?
Yeah. I need a big widescreen in my courtyard so we can watch the game.
Now, what time? What time and who?
What time's the Seahawks today?
I think it's 5:30.
I thought it was an evening game, but I'm not sure. I'll have the butcher check.
All right. Yeah, we've got Niners play at I think we're 4:30 against Captain Ron's sorry Dolphins.
Ooh.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too tough.
The O'Day guy on the Dolphins.
Oh, that's his
Played
team,
with
the
your
Dolphins. That's right. Yeah, I talked to him because Miles Gaskin is on their team, and he used to play football at O'Day High School with my son.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool.
So it was really cool. So when they played the Seahawks, I loved it even more because, this is our regular home team game, but it was also like cool to see, one of our friends actually be out there on the field.
Absolutely.
Playing his old home team, his old favorite.
And he's played at UW.
Yeah.
Your husband.
Imposter, where do you buy caps? What? I don't know what you mean. What kind of caps? What are we talking about?
Top sirloin caps.
It's sirloin caps?
Sterling gas.
Laker? No, don't get started with the Lakers stuff. I'm a Northern California guy. I'm
Called cool.
man. I'm Golden State Warriors, so don't start dropping Lakers into our. Okay.
Who was asking about mine?
Which ones?
You should
We've
do
got this special Arteflame hat.
that.
This is just a one-off. Then we got the Uncle Steve Shake hat. Meet us from Germany. What part of Germany? When we did our cook last night, man, we had people from all over the world. It was very cool. We had somebody from Iran. We had somebody from Brazil and Germany and Belgium.
I get a lot of questions about like where the fat goes. I've had a lot of people ask me, where does the fat go? What do you do with the fat? I'm like, well, it just slides right back into the grill.
It's easy, right?
It's the best cleanup.
Yeah, I get it. You know, it's kind of similar to the Blackstone groups that I was in. You know, a lot of questions about cleaning and seasoning. You know, if you've ever had a cast iron pan, this is really no different. So when you get your Arteflame, whether it's a standalone, whether it's a Big Green Egg, Weber, Kamado cooker insert, you want to season it first. I prefer to use something like Crispy Puck or Buzzy Wax. I think those products work fantastic. But you can also use oil. There's go to any one of those groups and there's a tremendous amount of drama on what kind of oil. Flaxseed versus canola versus olive oil.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of stick with, again, the products that are kind of made to do that. But, once you get it seasoned nicely with really light multiple layers, I mean, they're made to be outside. They're made to last, a lifetime, but they'll probably last longer than my lifetime and maybe longer than hers. But the better that you can keep it seasoned, just scrape it off after, treat it like cast iron. So once it's starting to cool down but still warm, put a nice little sheen of oil or, again, Crispy Puck or Buzzy Wax, and you're good to go. Mine's going to be out here in another couple of months, with snow. And it's made to be out in the elements.
Yeah.
CJ, what's going on, brother? We got Tom from Germany. Bob Smoking Sundays. So we are both cooking on the Arteflame grills. A couple of different styles. But, these are the Arteflame grills, right? Yeah. And our little super chefs.
Which one's yours, Rick? Which model do you have?
So I've got a couple. So I've got the big one that I'm cooking on right now is the Classic 40. It's the one that I've had my eyes on for the last 3 years. And so I tell this, oh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I've had my eyes on this thing for about the last 3 years, and don't have to remind anybody. 2020 hits. We get this pandemic, and everybody's spending more time at home and cooking at home more. And I said, you know what? If I'm going to do this, this is the time. And I'll tell you, it has been just a fantastic experience, guys. These things are made in the USA. They're made in Cincinnati. The owners, who I'm not saying this just because they're on and watching right now, but fantastic people. And it's just been so much fun, exceeded my expectations. I've still got my you know, up on my deck, I've got my big green eggs that I like to cook on still. I've got my Blackstones. I've got a pig roasting box, all that stuff. But this, it's unique. It's not only a, you know, a statement piece. It's art, where the name came from, right? It's a piece of art in your backyard, but it is so much fun to get multiple people around these things